fans, what's up? It's Joe Ready from Rady's Rise. We're back here at Crown Genesis, and guess what? I have the sedan that started it all, and it's this vehicle right here. This is a 2025 Genesis G80 3.5T Sport Prestige. But before we get into this all-wheel drive twin turbocharged luxury sedan, let's talk about what's going on here. So you heard correctly. The G80 sedan is what started the Genesis brand. If you go back not too long ago, about 15 years ago, Hyundai came out with a vehicle called the Genesis sedan. They had the Genesis Coupe, which many people still miss to this day, and the Genesis sedan. It's that sedan that became the G80 that was the first vehicle ever produced by Genesis all the way back in 2015, which really wasn't that long ago, just 10 years. Now, fast forward to 2025, their lineup has grown, not only sedans, but also SUVs, but the G80 still plays a very important role. Now, what vehicle does this go up against? This goes up against the BMW 5 Series. And another one that would be interesting to think about would be the Cadillac CT5V. Not the Blackwing, I'm talking about the regular CT5V. So let's go ahead, let's dive into this G80 and see, can it compete with the likes of BMW and Cadillac and be the better choice? Let's find out. Right off the bat, that pearlescent, bright white, really sparkles like a diamond in the Florida sun. At the front of the business, you'll notice a refresh that happened not too long ago. Updated headlight design with your LED daytime running lamps, LED headlights, and then you do have functional corner air curtains. Nicely placed, gives it a good aggressive look without going too over the top. We then come across the massive grille, and Genesis has done the massive grille really well. The one zonk I have is the way that they hide their radar and laser system for the safety features. That plastic plate, even though it's got the crisscross design, it still sticks out like a sore thumb. But you do have a forward-facing camera, and I love the dark chrome. Even around the perimeter, looks really fitting for this vehicle since this is the Sport Prestige trim. Now on the bottom portion, you have flat black, and you'll notice there's a little bit of a concave shaped design to it. Of course, this portion is fully functional. But let me know what you think about the face of this compared to a BMW 5 Series, compared to a Cadillac CT5V. Now, as we rise up, you got that Genesis badge, and look at how the indentation starts with the points of the wings off the Genesis badge. As we come around the bend, what are we working with? Wheel and tires. So what you're gonna find are these single spoke setup, this 5-spoke setup with the decorative indentations on this dark polished aluminum wheel. It's almost like a tinted gray finish to it. Now, what's the size of the wheel? 20-inch wheel. Tires up front are 245 on the width, 40 series sidewall. You do have Brembo 6-piston calipers, flat black with the Genesis logo there, 2-piece rotors, and of course you're gonna have adaptive suspension. Now, this is rear-wheel drive base, but it does send power to the front wheels as well. Well, let me know what you think about the style of the wheel. Very clean style. Easy to keep clean, I bet, as well. And I love the way they just do the side fender looking really good, especially the way they wrap around those headlights. Now, coming down the side, you do have those specific Genesis side marker lights. They do flash when you turn on your turn signal, and I like the dark chrome that they use. From the side, you see the overall dimensions. This is bigger than a G70, but it's smaller than a G90. Up top, you got your panoramic glass roof. Everything's painted to give it that nice two-tone appearance. And then we have the dark, shiny metal work. Top and bottom, even the door handles, the dark chrome finish. They did the things that I love where they bring the cohesive design. You have your 360-degree cameras, color matched on top, and then the dark chrome trim along the bottom. Now, coming towards the rear, what I like is you get a real quarter glass window. It may sound silly to say that, but on a CT5, you don't get that. It's just gloss black. Looks like, I don't want to say garbage, but it does over time as it gets all scratched up. And I like the way they did the trim, especially in that dark chrome finish. Working our way down, because this is rear-wheel drive based, the wheels are a little bit wider, 275 on the tires out back. You don't get Brembos though. You get your standard floating caliper, but I do like the way they put the Genesis name, and it is painted black, flat black, just like the ones up front. But with that all-wheel drive, this definitely will have that get up and go. Coming towards the rear, one of my favorite body lines is that line that is the belt line that comes into the rear quarter panel. Look at the way they did the lighting, just like up front, the G80 badge, Genesis name spelled out, all-wheel drive 3.5T. Technically, it should be TT because it's twin turbocharged, not single turbocharged. And then dropping it like it's hot, which it's hot out here, you got your dual outlet exhaust with the decorative trim ring. The big no-no is the fake vent on the bottom. Other than that, I think it looks pretty spectacular. Let me know in the comment sections what your thoughts are. But why don't we go ahead, let's pop the hood and talk about power of this G80. All right, guys, we got the hood popped. You do have hood struts. You'll notice the bracing that they put up front to stiffen up the front end, and then semi-tasteful engine cover with the name Turbo written on it. What do we have? It's a 3.5 liter twin turbo V6 pumping out 375 horsepower, 391 pound-feet of torque. It's bolted to an 8-speed automatic, 0 to 60 in about 4.9 seconds, quarter mile in 13.5 seconds at 107 miles an hour. Top speed is 155 miles per hour. The vehicle weighs 4,601 pounds, and it has MPG ratings of 16 in the city, 24 on the highway. So pretty good acceleration for this particular class. And when I say 5 Series with the BMW, I'm not talking about an M5, just like I'm not talking about CT5V Blackwing. I'm talking about CT5V that has a twin turbo V6. But why don't we go ahead, let's fire up the engine we have before us and hear what it sounds like. All right, guys, we're inside this G80, and right away, I'm really loving this interior. It blows BMW and Cadillac out of the water. I'm just gonna say it right now, and I haven't even shown you a thing yet. That's how confident I am. Now, I know you're probably saying, well, Joe, if it's beating those brands, it's gotta be a crazy amount of money. Well, it depends on how you look at it, right? Isn't that how life is, how you look at it? MSRP for the Sport Prestige, you're looking at $79,000. But let's see what you get for that money. Even though it's not chump change, let's see what Genesis brings. To the door panels. Love that modern Art Deco style. You have that carbon fiber trim looking really good. I like the way they did a little bit different pattern on it. The nice silver door handle. No gloss black around the switchgear. We got the Bang & Olufsen premium sound system. And then you have a door pocket large enough to where you could go to Chili's and get a baby back set of ribs in there, no problem. And of course, a small roll of paper towels. Now going from the door panel to the dash, look at the red stitching, the red ambient lighting popping against the carbon fiber. Slide on in, you got your new 27 inches of uninterrupted screen, full touchscreen technology. Obviously, you got all your usual apps, the 3D setup. There's my G80 rolling on in, spin it around. Really quick reacting, and one of those things that you could access just about anything on the infotainment system. Throw it into reverse. Backup camera, great resolution, 360. Even got your sit and spin scan, that's Steven's favorite. Sit and spin, and then there we are back where we started. Pull up my map, there you go. Working your way down, there's your silver start stop button, real knobs and switches, dual climate control, ventilated seats, 3 stages of heated seats, of course 2 stages of heated steering wheel, more of that nice carbon fiber finish. You get a direct drive control knob if you have a phobia about touching infotainment system screens. Open that up, 2 cup holders. Here's our Genesis Fabergé egg designed key fob. The dark crystal rotary dial for your 8-speed automatic. You got your drive modes. I'll show you that when you come to the business side. Wireless charging, more of that nice leather red stitching. Open the doors, a 12-volt, a USB-C, 2 of them, and you could easily put 10 Atari game cartridges in there. Make sure you have Pitfall, and definitely make sure you have E.T. Even though that game sucks, it's worth a lot of money. And if you don't know the story behind it, what had happened is that they wanted to have the game come out right at the holidays when the movie was coming out, and that rushed everything, and it wound up just backfiring in everybody's face, even E.T.'s face. They just sent him home. No Reese's Pieces. Seats, the leather, the stitching, look at that. Oh my God, the bolstering, the piping, full electric assist for the passenger, full electric assist for the driver. Alcantara. No, I'm not talking about that guy that lives down the street from you named Mr. Cantera, that guy Al. I'm talking about the microfiber soft material. And remember, Alcantara is the name of the company, not the material. It's like Q-tips. They're not really called Q-tips. That's just the brand. They're called cotton swabs. Look at that split level sunshade for our panoramic sunroof. Love that. Very fast too. Boop, 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 boop. And I have the chauffeur settings on the seats where I can move the seat from the driver's side. I mean, think about that. You go pick up your hot date and they go to get in. You're like, hold on a second. Let me move that for you. Yeah. How's that feel? But why don't you come over here at the business end? I want to show you behind this flat bottom wheel in this G80. All right, guys, business time. Behind the wheel of this G80. I just flicked myself off. 2 memory seat settings for the driver's seat. You do get the Genesis sill plate. It does light up at night, which is nice. And the pedal box is pretty good. Aluminum brake pedal, aluminum throttle. I just would like an aluminum dead pedal. There's all the great seat controls, including massage seats. Sitting here, I feel like this car was made for me. I mean, plenty of room. I'm 6 feet tall. Steering wheel, golly, they did a good job. The leather, the stitching, even leather and stitching on the horn button. Horn works. You do have paddles. They are plastic, though, to go up and down the 8-speed automatic, and it is an electric tilting and telescoping wheel. And then you have the continuation of the 27 inches of OLED display. Let me go into different modes. Let me get rid of this stupid countdown clock. It's like, get out of my face. I'm trying to show everybody what's going on here. And it's just being annoying. It's really bothering me. And I don't know why it won't go away. I'm holding this down to it's resetting the clock, whatever. So there's your different modes. You could even do my mode, which just set up your preferences, but you notice the gauges do change as you go through your modes. And there is a head-up display. And I promise you that countdown clock does go away once you start driving. But why don't you go ahead? It's about up front. Almost forgot. Red seat belts, 5 extra horsepower. Why don't we go ahead, let's get in the back seat and see how much room there is to make out in this G80. All right, guys, back seat time, and there's a lot of room to make out back here if you're looking to make out in the back seat of a car. Definitely more than the CT5V, and I would even argue to say maybe even more than the 5 Series BMW. But you have these nice pockets back here. Keep a couple boxes of Girl Scout cookies, maybe some do-si-dos, some tag-alongs. Sometimes I feel like Girl Scouts are drug dealers. They position themselves right by the exit of a grocery store, and then they're trying to give you these things that really aren't very healthy for you. But man, do they taste good. AC controls, you got temperature, all nice digital readout, your blower fan. Sitting back here, like I said, it feels great. And I can even move this seat up more. I mean, that's what's great about the chauffeur controls. You just move it up all the way out of the way, and it's like, wow, look at that. You got your manual sunshades. Pull this down. That's the noise that it makes, by the way. You got 2 cup holders. I could close it. And then you got heated seats, but no ventilated seats. That's a zong. But I can control the shade for the rear glass. That's a nice touch. Lift it up. 2 USB-Cs, some felt lining to where you could put, I would say, a 2-pound bag of Skittles in here. And then, like I said, the seats are just superb. Everybody gets red seat belts, so that's fantastic. Why don't we go ahead, let's get in the trunk, because I want to take you for a drive in this G80. All right, guys, trunk time. What I love is how they hide the button for the rear trunk in the trim here. So you hit that, nice electric assist. You're gonna be greeted to 14 cubic feet of space. You do have your bag here with a can of flat fix and your electric air compressor underneath. You also do get a spare as well, so they got you double taken care of. And you have your Genesis Twinkie cargo net over there, which is fantastic as well, and a first aid kit. But why don't we go ahead, if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's go on throttle and see how this G80 drives. All right, guys, we are inside this Genesis G80 Sport Prestige, and right away, I mean, the materials that they use, all of the finishes in here are super duper high end. The laminated side glass, the acoustic windshield provides a nice, quiet environment. And then I'm really digging how they did the 27-inch OLED screen display uninterrupted. Really, really kind of elevates the whole technology feel inside this vehicle. I do have it in sport mode. Real easy to do just by hitting that drive mode button. And you can also shut off that pesky auto start stop feature 1, 2, 3 like that. But it really has a nice feel to the steering and to the suspension. I mean, it's comfortable, but it's also ready to pounce when you're ready to go on throttle. And at the end of the day, you're wrapped in this leather interior, which really is second to none. Visibility is great, but what makes it even easier to drive are the blind spot cameras, your head-up display. Really, really nicely laid out. I do wish the paddles behind the wheel were made out of metal, but the Speed Automatic does a good job of shifting all on its own. You do get a little bit of sound pumped in through the Bang & Olufsen sound system. And we're gonna go on throttle here, see how she accelerates. Are you ready? On throttle, here we go. Nice shifts. You are, like I said, getting a little bit of sound pumped in through the speaker system, but it's nothing too obnoxious. But as you can see, going over the railroad crossing and everything, this car is rock solid in the feel, the handling, and the way they tune the suspension. Just one of those vehicles it's easy to drive, but it also just wraps you in all these amenities, which is fantastic. Seats feel as good as they look, which is not always the case. On the brakes. Really nice and buttoned up. Even in sport mode, the suspension is not harsh, so you don't have to worry about that. And it's just very well planted feeling, especially with the all-wheel drive. But man, Genesis has come a long way in such a short amount of time compared to other brands. But the way they have the A-pillars pull far apart gives you good visibility. Out the back, it's great. The side mirrors, of course, you're getting all the safety features. But it's the little things, like those blind spot cameras, that just are worth their weight in gold. And the fact that you have these seats that are massage ready, You can make your quick adjustments of where you want the massage to take place. You can see that on the edge of the screen to your right here. You can increase the intensity if you choose to do so. Just very, very easy to drive, and it looks so freaking good. At least I think. Let me know in the comment section what your thoughts are on that. But I'm hoping that this has been a good, quick overall review of this G80 Sport Prestige. We're gonna get back to Crown Genesis and wrap this one up. So I'll see you in a split second. All right, guys, another hot day, but another good day here at Crown Genesis. Definitely got to thank Casey and the rest of the team getting us access to this 2025 G80 3.5T Sport Prestige. Let me know what you think. Are you going this way over a BMW or a Caddy? Let me know your thoughts in that comment section. But if you're new to the channel, you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raised Rights family. Gotta get out to Stephen Flood. One thing that Stephen loves are rings. And right now he's got rings on every finger because he never knows when somebody might attack him. So thank you, Stephen, for being protected. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.